Can you
Yes.
see, I mean, they don't have windows on the, well, actually, some do have windows. Can you see if there are occupants inside? Does it look like they're taking detainees in?
I I can't tell because for these vans that you're looking at, for example, this van doesn't have any windows at all.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, it's very, very difficult to tell if this is
Understood.
part of an immigration enforcement and bringing people in.
Yeah.
But I am outside the Metropolitan Defense Detention Facility, so, oh, now they're backing up.
Okay,
Now they're
you
backing up.
take care of
Hello,
yourself.
Cynical
Let's
One.
go back
What's
to
good?
John, who's with us as well. John, does this look to you like they cleared a pathway to bring in a detention mission? I mean, we don't know. It's not clear those vehicles are full, but what does it look like to you?
Um, as I suggested at the beginning of the time when they moved out and pushed the crowd out of the driveway and off to the
Yeah,
side,
Cynical One. It's
it appeared
it's
that
getting
the
real
best
out
way
here.
to do that would be to clear a
Yeah, I'm
pathway
doing
to get
okay. I'm doing
vehicles
good. I'm doing
around
good.
the
Can't complain.
facility,
Can't complain at
or
all.
what it appears, which is
I don't usually
that have been
go
gathering
live
people
recording the news and
to
stuff, but
come back.
this here caught me off
Today,
guard.
it appears that what
This
we
here
just
caught me off
saw,
guard
given the configuration of those vehicles,
as the
Mhm.
appears
National
to me
Guard
to be
being
multiple
deployed in
SWAT
LA.
teams that operated
Right.
at probably multiple locations and then decided,
I mean,
rather than
this,
push the crowd back five
Yeah.
times or six times, to
yeah,
gather
your boy
so
Trump
much
is doing a whole lot
at
right now.
once in one fell swoop so that they could
He is
discharge those
making some
prisoners into
waves,
the
and
NDC.
Mhm.
This is somewhat what happened last night when
it's been over 30 years
police
since I
had forces
seen
and now
Okay,
recruiting
we're
the
seeing
National Guard deployed anywhere,
is it pepper
and
balls? That's what I thought when I saw
probably
the
since the
video. I
1992
wasn't sure
riots
which
after
level you would take to a
the
police
Rodney
officer
King
if you
verdict.
had
Is
this
the last time I
type
seen
of
the National
charge.
Guard
I
being
thought that might be
out here like
more than
this.
pepper balls.
yeah, and I mean, what you're seeing is you're seeing the less than lethal weapons being used to fire what is OC spray essentially into the crowd to get them back.
But why do they need that? I'm sorry, they had moved them back, the vehicles are in. What is the need to fire this?
Not clear from what I saw.
I want to make sure, Kyung, I'm just going to ask Kyung because she's in the midst of it. Kyung, what sparked them? First of all, are you getting peppered yourself, or are you feeling this? Because that smoke is insidious. It'll get
Oh,
in your
yeah.
eyes. Yeah. Okay, put some space
Yeah, I mean,
between yourself and it.
okay, right, we're backing up, we're backing up. Yeah, there wasn't a specific thing other than the announcement, but the announcement was very vague. I mean, you heard it live here. It's a little, I don't really know, and certainly this crowd is very confused as to why this is happening.
Yeah.
I think we can get a little closer, guys.
The public place. Are you?
Here, just sit. No. So.
Take care of your PJ for us.
Yeah, I'm confused myself. All the things that are
PJ's okay.
happening in this country, and you going after some
I hesitate to ask
you
the
know
question, but did you see a deployment there and a
immigrants.
use of force? Looking for a use of force? I suppose as I was watching, I saw the crowd move back.
Hey there,
I saw
take a
those
bite.
vehicles go in. I didn't see anybody
Hey there,
out of the
Femi.
vehicles. They got in and then they fired pepper spray. Why?
Yeah, I was telling Cynical One, take a bite that I don't usually go live showing the news like this, but this right here caught me off guard, as this is something that is
After being notified that they were 2 minutes out,
unprecedented, surprising,
vehicles
but
in and get the door closed behind them.
let's hear what they're saying.
What the confrontation was for after the fact is right now unexplained. Now, is it possible that we missed something? Is it possible that somebody threw something from the back of the crowd? Is it possible that there was some aggressive act that they were trying to enforce against? It's possible, but I'd have to go back over that video with a fine-tooth comb to locate what that was, especially since, as you point out, the difficult part of the mission, which is getting those
Doesn't look like anything happened, Femi.
was complete.
He's just flexing his muscle as
And we've been watching.
he's raging war on immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
2 hours here, and they were one small and two peaceful with no weapons.
He's making a statement, I
Kevin
guess.
Liptak, covering the White House for us today. And Kevin, if you're still there, the president, I understand, spoke just a short time ago regarding this federal deployment there. We should know these are not just national.
Yeah, that's Femi. That's Femi. Cynical one.
Law enforcement officers from the Department of Homeland Security. How did he defend this action? Well, not this specific action, but the order that he issued.
Yeah, and one of the questions that I think the images that we're seeing now raises is what exactly the rules of engagement for these National Guard troops is.
Hey there, Hood Therapy.
Publicly by the White House, hasn't been stated publicly by the Pentagon. What we've heard from officials is that they're there to defend federal personnel and federal property, but we don't know exactly what they have been told about what the limits are on their engagement with these protesters.
Yeah.
President Trump was just heading back to Camp David. He just left his golf course in New Jersey, and he was asked this specific question of what the rules of engagement for these troops will be. Listen to
Hood Therapy. Trump just deployed the National Guard into LA. He made a deployment order. No, this is an act of ICE. Enforcing deployment of ICE.
see what happens. Not
He's making a statement against his stance on immigration. That's
was also asked
that's what it looks like happening.
of invoking the Insurrection Act, which is something he's mused about previously. Aides have talked him out of it. He essentially says we'll have to see if there's an insurrection. That would allow him to deploy active duty U.S. troops on domestic soil.
Yeah, he deployed 2,000
In fact, that's
2,000 National Guard troops into LA today, just
yesterday saying
a
that
couple of hours ago.
Marines at Camp Pendleton, about 100 miles south of Los Angeles, who are on high alert to deploy. That had gained the ire of Gavin Newsom, the governor, who said that that was deranged behavior. The president just now was asked about the prospect of sending the Marines. He said, "We're going to see what we need. We're
Look at there.
going to see whatever we need to make sure that there is law and order." So the president this afternoon very much defending
Look at there.
what is at the end of the day an action that is without precedent, at least in recent memory. You have to go back all the way to the civil rights era to have a president deploying a state's National Guard without an explicit request from that state's governor.
Yeah, that's right. And as we noted earlier, that was in 1965 as President Johnson. He deployed National Guard forces to protect civil rights marchers, to protect them. We're seeing quite a different scene here. So, John, thankfully it seems calm has been restored there. You have that continuing cordon around the detention center. You have the crowd now moving back. Let me just ask you a very basic legal question, given that you serve not just the NYPD but the LAPD. Those protesters, they're not breaking the law, are they?
Well, they're not breaking the law in that they haven't defined a particular order. They were told to move back. They were pushed back. The amazing thing here is because this is being done by the National Guard as force protection, basically for the building.
Yeah, Hood Therapy, especially the ones that were born here.
They don't have the expanded tools of law enforcement.
That's a pretty good question.
Perimeter, bring in barricades, give the protesters a protest area.
I guess he thinks everybody
And to control the streets. Essentially, they
came over here on the banana boat or swam across the Rio Grande River
up on them and
as an adult.
can take the street.
I don't know.
What you're seeing here is very undesirable from a police crowd management perspective. And, we just saw the cost of that, which is apparently, and we've got to go back over that video.
So he just said that the National Guard hadn't been deployed since the 1965 riot. So I was wrong.
Towards the National Guard skirmish.
They didn't even do this in 1992. I thought they did, but according to what he's saying, they didn't.
You see
National Guard hadn't been deployed
and lowering. And last night they had a very similar
since 1965, which was 60 years ago. No, yeah, 60 years ago.
And after that, outside of some graffiti on the building, there were no further incidents. We don't know whether they are asking for police to take over this particular protest or not.
To your point, John, and this is Jim Trudeau in Washington as we continue to cover these breaking events in Los Angeles. To your point, the LAPD has resources and training to control the crowd and to, in effect, resolve the situation or de-escalate, whereas here, you still have the crowd, you had that interaction, you had the pepper spray fired, and it's not clear what the next step is. I'm going to go back to Kyung La, who was there on the ground with her photojournalist, Mike Love. First of all, Kyung, how are you guys now? Are you guys taken care of? You're clear from the spray?
Yeah, I think my photographer, Mike Love, took the brunt of it, as oftentimes photojournalists do in trying to bring you the story. He's limping along. We're going to try to take care of him for the day, but he wanted to come back and show you these live images. After they pushed the crowd back, what you're here now is the front flank is now the Department of Homeland Security. They have those, the non-lethal gas. It looks like they're pellets from what we saw. It seems to sort of eject a pellet and then the gas comes out. There are ICE agents behind them. Those ICE agents have large canisters of tear gas, and the entire effort is to push the crowd back. Just to get a little sense of what it looked like before the skirmish, this area that you see where the yellow posts are, everything seemed to be fine. They were allowing protesters to stand here.
Is that better, Femi?
Of those yellow posts at the sidewalk. This entire area you can't drive up because there are posts there. So they want the crowd, though, to back away. And so that's what happened. I haven't seen any movement. There are, if you want to go this way, Mike, this is what the crowd looks like. The crowd is spilled into the street. So in many ways, just kind of blocking traffic here. There is some vehicle move the street, but people say they are going to stick it out. That they do not intend on leaving. And we don't have any clarity, Jim, on those vehicles that went into the detention center. We just simply don't know who was in there, what was in there, other than the insignias that I can read.
Yeah, Hood Therapy 2025. Yep.
Our thanks to you.
What's up, Emmanuel Briggs?
Right
What's up with you?
as we've been bringing you these images and updates from Los Angeles. Just to recap here, these are protesters outside a detention center in Los Angeles. And there are, by our count, 3 different categories of federal officers there, not just members of the National Guard, but ICE, agents from ICE, as well as from Department of Homeland Security. And based on the rough count we've been doing, and you can even see on your screen there, because there are more officers that were deployed earlier, about even numbers. And there were times when it appeared that the soldiers and other law enforcement officers outnumbered what had been at that point peaceful protesters. Please do stay with us. We're going to keep an eye, and these are live pictures. We're going to keep an eye on the situation there, and be right back.
On the season finale of My Happy Place,
There's something about Thailand that seems very welcoming to me.
Simu Liu finds wonder in Bangkok.
Bottoms up, let's do this.
All right, y'all. I just had to share that with y'all. Like I said earlier, I don't usually go live showing nothing like that, but that caught me completely off guard. As seeing the National Guard being deployed in any U.S. city like that. And yeah, so, and doing all this for, in the name of ICE. So he really is, trying to make a statement. Him and his boy, Elon Musk, is wilding out right now. Big time, Emmanuel, big time. Yep, big time. I mean, I don't know if it's because of Elon spilling that tea, with them allegations, I don't know. I have no idea. Right, Emmanuel. Yeah. Like I said earlier, of all the things that are going on in this country that could use that type of deployment on that level, you gonna call it in for this? I mean, some of the U.S. cities, you got people saying, calling the National Guard, this crime out of control. But it never happens. But here we are looking at them doing it for ICE. So I guess that's that on that for right now. I'm gonna about to shut it down. You know, I hope y'all have a good day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, I don't usually, you know, go live doing this. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. And I'll holler at y'all a little later. Peace out.